When a young cartoonist sketched out ideas for Mickey Mouse back in 1928, no one could have predicted this little creature's meteoric rise to fame. Walt Disney may have passed away in 1966, but his legacy for innovation has lived on. Only by constantly innovating and pushing the boundaries of not just animation, but also what Disney became as a business, was the company able to go from a moderately successful animation studio to a complete entertainment experience with theme parks, merchandising, cruise ships, and so forth. Disney turned itself into a colossus over the last 14 years. It bought Pixar, Marvel, and the Star Wars franchise. Most importantly, to withstand Silicon Valley's incursion into Hollywood, Disney swept up media properties like The Simpsons and National Geographic with its $71.3 billion purchase of 21st Century Fox assets. Now, however, Disney's vastness has become a liability, creating a mind-boggling collection of holdings, some of which are often overlooked. 4 TV studios that together produce about 70 shows, 42,000 hotel rooms and timeshare units across 3 continents, the world's largest licensing business with annual merchandise sales of $55 billion, a publishing arm that churns out children's books, magazines, and digital products in 68 countries and 45 languages, and a chain of 25 Disney English schools in China. And that is just the tip of Mickey's toe. Last year, at this time, Disney was celebrating the record-breaking arrival of Avengers Endgame in theaters. It was once a prospering kingdom, the envy of all land, but in crept an invisible menace. It could be the storyline for a classic Disney movie. Instead, Disney is living it, and happily ever after is nowhere in sight. After a decade of spectacular growth, the entertainment conglomerate has been devastated by the coronavirus pandemic. Its 14 theme parks delivered record profits in 2019. They are now padlocked. Its 8 movie studios controlled a staggering 40% of the domestic box office last year. Now they are sitting at a near standstill. Disney's private Caribbean island, Castaway Cay, serves as a port of call, and Disney is spending hundreds of millions of dollars to build a second island destination. But the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on April 9 extended its no-sail order until further notice. Those new Disney ships will likely be delayed because the German shipyards building them are closed. Disney Theatrical Productions had 29 productions on 4 continents that were either already running or were set to open by early 2021. All are now on pause. Live theatre is likely to be among the last segments of the economy to recover because it involves large gatherings in closed spaces and also requires putting performers in proximity with one another. Global film production came to a halt in March, and with theaters closed, finished movies like Marvel's Black Widow and Pixar's Soul have now been postponed. Disney's theme parks have long been watched as a bellwether for the broader economy. It is unclear whether the masses, now reeling from widespread pay cuts and job losses, will be able to afford Disney vacations when the gates do reopen. Although Disney wants to summon the fairy godmother to bippity-boppity-boo out of this crisis, it isn't that all too simple. However, Disney is trying its best to boost its customers' morale and prepare itself for what is to come once this is over. Following are just some of the responses that Disney has taken to not end up penniless and once again be the Scrooge McDuck of the entertainment industry. ABC, which Disney bought in 1995, has been outperforming rival broadcast networks in recent weeks, according to Nielsen data, as young adult viewers have flocked to comfort food ABC shows like Grey's Anatomy, headed towards its 17th season, and American Idol, one of the few series still shooting. A whipped-together special, The Disney Family Sing-Along, attracted 13 million total viewers, a big number that underscored the power of the Disney brand, especially among families starved for new content during the shutdown. A second sing-along was scheduled for Mother's Day. Disney's major streaming services, Hulu and Disney Plus, have been sizzling as the home quarantining masses seek out entertainment. Disney Plus has been particularly impressive. The company pressed ahead with a previously planned rollout of its signature streaming service in Europe in March. Disney Plus now has more than 50 million subscribers. Disney has started selling cloth face masks with characters printed on them, $20 for a 4-pack, and said that the first $1 million in profit would be donated to a medical supplies non-profit. The company has already reached that threshold. While it is still not possible to visit Disneyland or Disney World as the parks are shut down, you can still recreate the sweet treats sold at them. Disney released its iconic churros recipe and it doesn't require any super complicated ingredients, so there's a solid chance everything you need is actually in your pantry right now, especially if you have been participating in the massive baking trend sweeping the country as everyone isolates at home. Disney executives believe that there is enormous pent up demand for public activities, pointing to the 40,000 people who swarmed a California beach when it reopened last month. When Disney World gradually reopens, park goers are expected to have their temperatures taken as they enter and be required to stand 6 feet apart while waiting in line for rides. Disney can't afford to have its park join meatpacking plants and nursing homes as a coronavirus hotspots. Cinema chains hope that Disney's big budget Mulan, now set for July 24 release, will help revive movie going. Black Widow and Soul have been reset for November. December will bring three major releases from Disney's 20th century label, including Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. Disney is warning its investors that the ongoing coronavirus pandemic has severely affected so many of its segments that it has become increasingly difficult for the business to estimate the future performance. But as and when things go back to normal, the one thing and the main thing that Disney must do is ensure that the people coming there to the parks and all the other franchisees that they do visit, they feel safe. As we all know, Disney is gifted with so many prominent brands that are critical to its success in the past and even now. It has all of these experienced leaders and it's globally diversified all its operations. So it's obvious that it will go back to its normal routine in no time. Thank you for watching this presentation.